Hold on. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night and disparaged ICE agents, attacked ICE agents, said they're authoritarian.
But before you even get to the
evidence,
what is the evidence?
One second. Watch what he said last night on late night television.
I'm not talking about that, Ben, because you come on here and you gaslight. And you
I'm not gaslighting. I don't want innocent people to die.
Sentence, please.
Let him finish his sentence. Abby, where you at? Where you at, bitch? Where the are you at, Abby? Hey everyone, I'm sure you've all heard about the shooting at the ICE facility yesterday where the unskilled shooter actually shot detainees instead of ICE agents, which obviously should show everyone that doing this kind of thing puts everyone in danger, including the illegal immigrants. I mean, one of them died so far. So he actually killed an illegal immigrant while attacking ICE. Yeah, real smart. So we know that the evidence is, so far that we know, is that he wrote anti-ICE on at least one of the bullets. He wrote a note saying that he was doing this to terrify ICE agents. And we know that he was a far leftist lunatic, even though the media is trying to spin it as if he is influenced by far right-wing extremism, whatever that. What's far right extremism? Enforcing the federal law that Congress created? Democrats were in charge of Congress for the past 3 years and didn't do anything about it. They could have adjusted, they could have made changes to birthright citizenship to actually say that it extends to illegal immigrants because it was only meant for the children of slaves. They could have changed that. They could have made immigration a shorter process. They could have made it easier. They could have made it less expensive. They could have made laws to allow people to stay here if they've been here for more than 10 years. They could have made laws to state that if an illegal immigrant hasn't committed a serious crime while they've been here, then they can stay here and they will grant them citizenship. They could have granted these people citizenship if there was any possible way to move these people through the system that fast, which there isn't. They let way too many of them in because they simply just didn't follow federal law. So they think that we're fascists and Nazis because now the government is actually enforcing the law that they created and decided not to change. Real smart. So here we are with the media trying to spin this around again and say that it's the far right wing that is influencing these people to do these things. Meanwhile, they're telling us to calm down the rhetoric. So they're blaming us, but telling us to calm down the rhetoric, saying it's our fault when all of these people are very obviously far left-wing extremists that were influenced by the very words that the media has been yelling for the past 10 years. So let's get into it. Let's watch these retards do their little thing that they always do.
Another day, another act of political violence in America, and another round of the blame game. A sniper opening fire at an ICE facility in Texas, killing one detainee and hurting 2 others. The suspect died after turning the gun on himself. Now, not long after, the FBI director published images of shell casings with the words anti-ICE written in blue. Also, not long after the shooting, the political lines were drawn.
You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell, and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
So, look, this is extremely disturbing that there's another one of these types of shootings. I think we've got to deal with this as a country, first of all. But I also, just for starters, I'm curious, how does it help to have the vice president say that?
Because the third one in Texas. I mean, if you know people that work in law enforcement, my family does. I know ICE agents in Texas. This is the third attack we've seen in Texas, in the same district as the man in charge today was saying. Like, this is the second time he's had to have a press conference today.
Who was killed today? Who was killed today?
So you're saying since it
That's
wasn't...
not what I'm at. No.
So you're saying since it wasn't... It was innocent people that were killed today.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You asked...
Notice, and just by the way, someone told me, left a comment the other day that I talk too much. If I talk too much for you, go just watch the news. This is political commentary where I talk. We don't just sit here and watch the news. That's the fun of it. If you don't like me talking, don't watch my channel. It's literally that simple. It's that simple. I'm not going to change. Okay. now that we've got that out of the way, why is it? I don't know if you guys watch Abby Phillips' show very often, but she always makes the Republicans let the Democrats interrupt them and then tells them to be quiet while the person who interrupted them continues to speak. She never calls these people out for interrupting the Republicans while they're speaking. She is terrible at running this show. She's clearly running a very biased show. And I don't even know why they even have the Republicans on, so that they can just talk over them the whole time. And this dude bring up who died. Okay, who died? He shot them. He was just shooting into the van. He was just shooting. That's what he was doing. He wasn't aiming at anyone. He was just shooting into the van indiscriminately. It doesn't matter who died. It's just as important as if an ICE agent died. What is the point? There's no point other than just stupid, retarded twists of the imagination in order to avoid responsibility for the things that these people say on camera.
It's a question.
Yeah,
I'm answering your question. You're saying since it wasn't ICE agents that were killed, that therefore this is a null and void conversation?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Are you kidding me?
That's gaslighting. I'm asking you a simple
No, you're
question.
gaslighting.
When JD Vance went up there, and when
This
you're
is
coming
not
up
a
here,
good argument from you.
first of all,
Innocent people got shot today, and you're like, well, it wasn't ICE agents that got
That's
shot.
not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the division that you all are sowing in this country.
I'm not sowing anything. I'm saying protect all law enforcement.
Because of the simple fact, yes, protect
Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Did you see what he said? He said, ICE agents are authoritarian. You don't think that can inspire someone to do that?
ICE agents should be able to come home every single night. And
well,
so don't put
then
words
act
in my
like
mouth. I am acting like it, first. And second, the fact that you and JD Vance and every other Republican can go on here and talk about...
We're not shooting people.
But
we're not shooting people. The left is shooting people, and they're being
that
inspired by
that.
I'm sorry. I have a friend that got shot and assassinated 2 weeks ago.
Okay,
I'm a little bit hot on this one because you guys have been irresponsible with the rhetoric that is coming out from people on the left. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Hold on. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night and disparaged ICE agents, attacked ICE agents, said they're authoritarian.
But before you even get to the
evidence, what is the evidence?
One second.
Watch what he said last night on late night television.
I'm not talking about that, Ben, because you come on here and you gaslight and you.
I'm not gaslighting. I don't want innocent people to die.
Let me finish my sentence, please.
Let him finish his sentence. Abby, where you at? Where you at, bitch? Where the fuck are you at, Abby? Aren't you supposed to be mediating all of this? No. You're only going to mediate it when the freaking Republicans are trying to speak, and you're going to mediate it so that the Democrats continue to have the limelight on your entire show. The entire thing. Completely disrespectful.
You come on here and you gaslight and you put words in my mouth. And that's not what I said.
You interrupted me and said who got
can you
shot.
just let him finish? Ben, in the
Because
interest,
the question
hold on, Ben,
is,
in the interest
because
of
the question
finishing this
is,
conversation,
and what I want you to do is not only
there it
lift
is.
up those ICE agents. What I'm trying to get you to do is also lift up those people who were killed. Because when you do not lift up those people who were killed, as well as those law enforcement officers, you sow division in this country. Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Let me say this.
What does that even mean, y'all? Lift up the people who were killed. We're not going online celebrating that an illegal immigrant was killed yesterday and that several others were shot. We're not going online and celebrating that. We're condemning it. What more do they want? What more should we do? What more do we have to do? Y'all are the ones that are going online celebrating the death of people and sullying the name of the dead. That's literally what they are doing. The gaslighting is just unreal. Like, there's gaslighting and then there's this. This is gaslighting on steroids.
Abby, let me say this. Look at the bullets that are on the ground.
Here's why I agree.
Ben, let other people talk.
When the goal clearly was to hurt ICE agents, it matters.
Said it.
And I think that applies not just to ICE, but to law enforcement across the country. We should be angrier when law enforcement are targeted in this country.
Thank you.
Period. Now, that is a separate issue from linking rhetoric to saying that's why this has happened. They're doing this.
It was written on the bullet stamp.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean
you don't have to connect dots here.
Of course
he
you
wrote
do.
it down so he didn't have to
So
connect
no,
dots.
I know his motives. I'm not questioning his
So
motives.
then the motive was anti-ICE
correct.
rhetoric.
Well, did it say rhetoric on the? Because I thought
It
was
said
anti-ICE.
anti-ICE, and when you have people out there literally 8 hours earlier,
right? So, but here's what
attacking
I'm not doing.
The
ICE.
I'm not going to
retardation.
hold people accountable
Hold
for
on one
everything
second.
someone
Yeah,
else says and say, oh, well, this guy must have done it because
third time.
this guy said it over there. Again, there's way too much attacks on law enforcement in this country.
Coming from who, though, Dan?
Coming from a whole range
Show
of
me a
people.
Republican elected official that has attacked ICE or law
Well, I'll
enforcement
give
for
you
doing their
well,
job.
How about the Capitol Police?
I said, give me a.
You said a Republican who's
I said of ICE
law
agents
enforcement.
right now. You're
You
going
said
back.
or law
you're
enforcement. No, you said or law
on
enforcement.
ICE agents.
Yeah, no, ICE agents.
attacking
are-
All right,
Do you really
hold on,
want that?
hold on.
Do
Let
you
me
want
let
the answer
Kristen
to
have a
that
word.
Not to mention that any Republicans that assaulted police officers on January 6th, they weren't doing it specifically to attack officers. They were not trying to attack law enforcement. They were trying to get into the building. Some of them were let into the building and then arrested and put in jail. But they weren't there to attack law enforcement. That's a completely different situation. And I know it's probably like really stressful to be on this show, and Ben probably cannot think straight at many moments, but you know, that's why watching a show like mine is kind of more, I don't know if you guys can be the judge, but that's literally a completely different instance. They didn't have a mission to attack police officers for enforcing the law. That's what these people are doing. These people are attacking ICE agents for doing their jobs. And their goal, their mission is to instill fear into the ICE agents to try and get them to stop doing their jobs or quit their jobs. That's what they're doing. That is no comparison to January 6th. None at all. It's a stupid argument.
Go
I
ahead,
was going to
Kristen.
say the fact that we still have not yet like taken a second and said, let's think of those agents. Let's think of the people. Like we have gone straight to our party jerseys.
Well,
on.
to
Now-
Bakari's point, the people who were
No,
killed today.
That's my
were-
only
here's
point.
what
I
I'm
said,
saying.
think of the
I
people,
agree with
all
you.
of them.
I agree with you, but
All
you go
of them.
right to we don't know the motive. We don't know this. Look,
I didn't say
there
that.
are
No,
two.
he
there are
actually didn't
two-
say that. I mean,
No, look.
I do think
All right,
he's making
we
a
don't need to
point
play
that the
referee
people.
on this one.
Well, hold
okay?
on. No, hold on. Okay. The people who were killed today were detainees. I actually think it's a valid question. Who were they?
Well, I think
what were
it's
their names?
important-
What were they accused of?
No, no, no,
Why were
before-
they there?
It's killed. But the
I-
motive
let me
of the
finish
shooter
my
was
thought.
to kill
I think
ICE
that's the point
agents.
Bakari was trying to make.
Before
But go
we
ahead.
start going into motives, there are two sides. It's not Republican and Democrat. It's good and evil. And for some reason, we get lost into this fight where we blur the lines and say, well, we can all agree here that people who want to go shoot someone for whatever reason is wrong without saying, oh, Republicans,
and by
you don't
the
know
way,
the
if you
motive.
wanted to-
We can admit the motive. If they're deranged and they want to kill someone, there's
guy
nothing
was
Hold on,
a
wrong
bad
with
shot.
Ben.
it.
Hold on. I think you're right. And obviously, I mean, I think that's
Shut up, Abby. Shut your mouth. The woman is right about it's good and evil. However, when they're literally writing the things on their bullets and in their manifestos, literally word for word, the things that the Democrat politicians and the left-wing media says on camera every fucking day, I think we have the right to say this is left-wing rhetoric. You are literally saying the words fascists, Nazis, Hitler, Gestapo on camera every day, and then saying, take up weapons, take to the streets, do whatever it takes to stop this administration from doing what they're doing, aka enforcing the law. There is a strong connection there. That type of vile rhetoric, it makes people extreme. It makes people that are already potentially risks, it makes it worse. It gives them a purpose. It gives them a reason to commit the crimes that they are committing. It is your fault. It is. Jasmine Crockett sitting up on camera saying white people are the biggest threat to the United States. white people kill more black people than anyone else, which is not true at all. Black people kill more black people than anyone else. So they're like, they stand on camera every single day and spew this rhetoric, trying to make everyone think that white people are terrible and ISIS the Gestapo and Trump is the Hitler. Like, how can these people sit there and actually pretend like there's no reason to call a spade a spade? There's no reason to call out exactly what this is, because that is exactly what it is.
Not, though, what a lot of people are doing. They're saying this is the left against the right when it's really deranged people against all of us. And I think that is...
No.
Hold on, Ben. It's deranged people against all of us who are not deranged and don't go out killing people. I just don't understand what is the value in saying they did this, they did that, when it's he did it.
It happens on your show every night.
What?
Every single night, it's they did this, Republicans are that, Trump rhetoric, this and that. It all, it can never just focus.
No, but
every
really,
single
but like
night.
in a concrete way, what are you talking about?
Every single night, it is here, and it's not just Republicans saying they did this. It's Democrats forgetting even what happened, trying to gaslight over it and
So
say...
who is Peyton Gendron?
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
But who is
Hold on a second, Bakari. When on the show have we blamed Republicans as a corporate group for
I didn't say blame
murders?
anyone. What I'm saying here is that there were tragedies that happened. And even right now, as we're talking about this one, and to talk about the detainees that died, I want to pray for them too. But immediately we went to, we can't talk about the rhetoric, your rhetoric, that rhetoric. You go right into this.
We did not. It started with the clip of J.D. Vance, but who was Peyton Gendron?
Yeah,
Who was Peyton Gendron? Who was Peyton Gendron?
Before we go there,
he actually
the
murdered
clip we
people.
showed,
1 second.
The clip we showed was J.D. Vance, not what actually happened.
But he
what
was
does that have to do with it?
He was he committed mass murder of Buffalo grocery store patrons, just innocent people. Who was Dylan Roof? The things they had on their weapons, the things they had on their guns.
Those people were racist. They were not politically motivated. They were racially motivated. They were white supremacists. They killed people for their skin color, not for doing their job. Like, again, the comparisons. They try to find any possible person that they can tie into political violence and completely sweep under the rug what actually happened, what their motives actually were, while they're questioning the motives of the people that we clearly know the motives of. I think that's enough of this show. These people are retarded, y'all. They're retarded. I can't. The gaslighting is absolutely out of this world. And the fact that they have the gall to actually do all this gaslighting on in public. Like, we can all see it. We can look things up. We can verify what they're talking about. We can figure out the motives of the people that they keep on bringing up. It's not hard. They keep on bringing up the Bolter dude that killed Melissa in Minneapolis. Like, he was actually nuts, and he thought that Tim Walz wanted him to do that. And Melissa had just voted with the Republicans the day before on taking free healthcare away from illegal immigrants. Like, we have very clear connections that we state, and they are bringing up things that don't relate. Now I'm Dr. Seuss. So tell me in the comments, what do you guys think about all this? Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. It's free. Hit the like button. If you don't get notified when I upload videos, make sure to hit the bell icon. That'll notify you whenever I upload a video, and I'll see you on the next one.